Hey guys, welcome back to one of my fun-filled videos. I finally got my voice back. I finally got my hearing back. I ended up with a double ear infection, a sinus infection, and anything and everything that can just completely drag me down happened in the past week and a half. Here it is, the weekend. I finally feel better, so I'm gonna make you guys a little report on where I stand so far. Engine's done. I modified the shroud. We're going to make some type of an aftermarket air filter to put on that. Picked up some hubs, making me a brake assembly for the front. I've got that about right where I want it. Got the other hub on the other side there. Garage is still a little trashed, but that we got a ton of rain. We got 3 inches of rain. And about 3 days, had enough rain that actually had some water coming into the shop here, but you know, luckily this is up off the ground. My CP mower, even though it's up by the door, the water didn't come that far. So we've got the gearbox bolted in and squared up. I've got a 7/8 13 tooth hub that's coming in for that. I just ordered that a couple days ago. So I got the steering where I want it. Works pretty good. Other than that, the next thing I need to do, I still need to come up with if I'm going to run a belt or a centrifugal chain clutch deal. I'm kind of thinking maybe on the lines of a belt. Get this thing to quit rocking. Just because it's a little cheaper. I was out pricing some clutches at a local go-kart shop, and between the chain, the tensioner system, the clutching system, it's going to be about $400 locally. Now if I probably buy it online, it'd probably be cheaper. I don't know, but I can build a belt system for around $100, maybe $150 if I use the really good parts. If I use a really good rotary belt, or so. But I'm thinking maybe along the lines of that. Unfortunately, I would have to build some type of a foot clutch, But I do kind of like that idea. I don't know why that piston's there. I do kind of like the idea of the clutch. That way I can depress it, rev the engine up, obviously. But for, excuse me, for numerous reasons, a clutch system is just a little better sounding to me. Consider if it was a centrifugal clutch, you can't really give it too much throttle or it's just going to engage it. It's going to take off on you. But that's, I'm still tossing that around in my brain. So we'll get that figured out eventually. Like I said, I need to work on the drive system from the engine to the gearbox, and then I'm going to be building another little axle here, and then I'm going to build some type of support, have a pillow block bearing sitting right there. That way I can run a chain to the rear sprocket. I've also got to get the rear brake set up. I've got where's it at? I'm going to use this as my master cylinder. It's a high volume. I assume it's a brake. It's either a brake or a clutch. It's got a reservoir mount. You got to buy a separate tank. I want to say that we ran this back when I was running midgets. I want to say this was probably the brake slave cylinder, master cylinder, that we ran on the midget before we got into sprint cars. I found this laying around a race shop, so I'm like, well, heck, I can just utilize that. I'm going to stop by a motorcycle junkyard and see if I can find me a really good beefy motorcycle piston and rotor and fabricate it to fit on here. So steering wheel's hooked up, everything looks good. I'm going to get some Nerf bars, going to fabricate some Nerf bars, and you get the body bolted on. It just seems like it's taking forever, but due to my health issues at the beginning of this year, and everything's not wanting to cooperate, but I did, hey, at least I got the engine built right. So I am anxious to get that running. I got to get the exhaust system built, so I got to buy exhaust parts, tubing, and so we're still a little ways out. I was really hoping to get this thing running by, by next week, which obviously I'm way too far off from doing that. But that's where it stands so far. Next, we got this. I ran this at the Holman Center at the Terre Haute Action Track, or not the Action Track, in Terre Haute, Indiana, the Holman Center, excuse me. Was doing really well. The engine actually really impressed me on how well it runs, even with the really crappy idle. What took me out was I lost the little C-clip on the shaft of the transmission, and once I done that, just lost the set screw there. And they said this thing was flying about 90 miles an hour across the floor. I came off the corner and the engine revved up, and that's all she wrote. Wouldn't go nowhere. So I thought I just lost the belt, but nope, lost the pulley. So I did end up passing up 3 motors within 2-3 laps. So this thing was really hauling it, doing real well, and then I lost the transmission pulley. So luckily, it was just an expedition race, something to go out and have fun to do. So, but that's all I've got. I told you guys I'd have a video up, and this is my video, I guess. But stay tuned. I've got parts ordered for this. I'm just waiting for it to come in. Like I said, I'll be taking pictures. Follow me on Facebook, Holland Grass Racing. Anything else you guys need to know, anything you guys want to know about, you guys can message me on there, comment on something. Anything that I post, you guys can shoot me an email, hollandgrassracing@gmail.com. And hopefully we can get this thing going in the next month. That's my goal. So it doesn't necessarily have to be painted yet. I just want to get it running and make sure that it's going to run good. And that's a whole nother topic on paint. I've had ideas rolling around in my head, but nothing's really stuck. So, but I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate your guys' patience. And see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.